Hello, everybody. It's Sonia here with Fresh Approach Fitness, a wellness company. How are you today? It is Monday, July the 26th, 2021, and I'd like to welcome you to episode number 66. Wow, right? Today's episode is going to be a little bit lighter, and I'm sure it's something that we can all agree with. Ladies, particularly lean in and listen today because I'm sure you're going to be like, yes, 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 yes. Especially if you've been listening to these podcasts all along, or if this is your first time to the show. This isn't a typical podcast topic for me, but it is very, very fitting. It's fitting for anybody who has struggled with getting dressed in the morning. Yep. You heard me. You have a closet full of clothes and you don't have anything that you want to wear. Do you know why? Here's the thing. If you're like me, it's because you dress for your feelings and your emotions. And it's not like the clothes don't fit you, but you need to feel it for the day. That's why packing for the weekend or even for an overnight normally involves a couple or 4 or 5, depending on where you're going and how long, extra outfits because you just don't know, A, what to expect. That's kind of your outwardly plan. That's what you tell people. But in your heart of hearts, you really don't know what you feel like wearing. Think about that for a second. How true is it? So now imagine what it's like when you're going through your weight loss journey or when you're transforming to a different level of emotions, because that's what happens when we start taking care of ourselves and we start making small little changes throughout our day to help us go in the direction where we want to be. We are outgrowing what's in our closet. We're outgrowing what's in our drawers. Maybe we had a lot of black clothes and it didn't serve us, or it doesn't serve us anymore. And we're going to talk today about how your mood impacts your clothes and how when you're wearing the right pieces of clothes, it can elevate your mood. Now, I'm not a clothes expert. I'm just like all of you. Sometimes I've been told that I've got too much. I know there's a magic number of clothes to have, of hangers to have in your closet, and that's actually 30. Now, I don't know if I have 30 more or less. I guess we could go and count. Save that for another day. Maybe we'll count hangers later and post them, but I don't think I have 30 in the closet, but I do have a side closet where I keep dressier and off-season clothes because I know they fit well, and I like to be able to grab and go and buy them when I can. I like being prepared and spontaneous and always looking the part. That's me. I'm a Leo. Come on. That's me. I'm tapping into my zodiac here. So, how do your clothes make you feel? Frumpy, happy, sad, fitted, confident, nervous? Like, do they make you feel like you're hiding? I'm going to share, I actually went out yesterday shopping with, for my mom for her birthday. It's always a day before mine. So our birthdays are later this week. The 27th is mom's and the 28th is mine. And mom is very picky to shop for. Every year for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been buying myself a new charm for my Pandora bracelet. Now, this is new to me. I've always expected gifts from other people. I never bought myself a gift except for the last 3 or 4 years. But I've been adding charms to my bracelet and I absolutely love it. So I know my mom's not going to hear this podcast in time, so I don't mind sharing it. But I got a mother-daughter charm. So hers says mother, mine says daughter. And then I fell in love with this charm that I was going to give to my mom, but I decided to give it to myself. And it says anything is possible. And every time I look at my Pandora bracelet, whether I see my little Buddha guy, whether I see my yen, my rainbow, my unicorn, my bottle of champagne to help remind me to celebrate everything, my good luck charm with the butterfly and the ladybug. What else do I have on here? I know my skateboard, which represents freedom. And I think that's it. I think those are the charms I have, besides like snowflakes and some stoppers and that. But again, every single time I look at my charms or I lean into my birthday and celebrate by giving myself a little something special, I stop and pause and think about, what this is doing for me. And it doesn't have to be a big gift or a small gift, guys. But how do you celebrate you? And when it comes time for celebrating yourself, it can be big or small. It can be a cup of coffee in a quiet space, or it can be something like I just did and bought myself a once-a-year piece of jewelry for my charm bracelet. Okay, what does that have to do with clothes? Well, just hear me out. You know, I'm a bit of a storyteller. So I was at the mall, and of course, in Ontario, we've been in lockdown forever. So it felt good to go to the mall, and I just knew that I wanted to pop into a couple stores. Well, I ended up buying some outfits, some really cute outfits. Here's the thing. They are all flowy. Every single thing that I bought had pockets, had movement, very soft fabric, very flowy. So whether it was the top with ruffles, which I'll wear one day, I was a little bit apprehensive, not sure if somebody who's 47 should be wearing ruffles on their shoulders. But honestly, with the right sweater or even with the right shorts that I got them to go with, it's cute. It's very cute, especially for around the house until I'm comfortable wearing it outside. Out past the house, which I probably will. And it's something I can certainly wear with those Zaya pants. So I bought outfits and clothes that were flowy. They brought in extra movement, very casual, very put together. Flattering, yes, but in a different way. More flattering the mood. And that mood of flowiness seems to be important to me. It's been over a year that I've been leaning into this, where the dresses I wear or the outfits I wear outside of exercise clothes, they have flow to them. They're not fitted. Bits and pieces sometimes of the outfits are fitted. Like I might have a Zaya crop top on with a very fitted full long skirt. But there's something about it that ties it all together that helps me stay in flow with my mindset. And it makes a big difference to my day. How many of you have mentioned, I don't hustle anymore throughout my day? I like to flow from activity to activity. So it matches the personality that I'm growing into. And that is why the clothes that I have in my closet don't necessarily serve me. I've got some great pieces in there, and I have bought pieces that are typically safe in the past. Safe for my budget, because I know if I buy something in a simple color, it's going to last a long time. And if it's a safe kind of piece where it's more of a classic piece, it doesn't matter how many years go by and whether or not I have cash flow, that I can always wear this and look put together. But now I am stepping outside that paradigm of safety, right? I'm stepping into my true feelings, which means getting dressed for the day is so much easier. I am in alignment with who I am. So let's talk about what this means to you. As we shift our bodies in different ways, whether we lose weight, we come out of a depression, whether we're happier more often, as we become more confident or even more aware of our moods, and we understand that this is how we're dressing now because we want it to show up in different areas of our life, and we want it to become who we are, and we want this all to become one, it makes a difference. So there is a link between your clothing choices and your emotional states. And I'm not sitting here and saying, go through your closet and ditch everything. No. That's not it. I don't know what your income status is. I don't know if you're in a position to buy more or less. That's not what I'm getting at here. I'm getting at, start to pay attention with where you're leaning towards, what you like and what would be different. What are a couple pieces that you can mix in there to bring out some of the feelings that you want to be showcasing? Because dressing up can take extra effort, but it also feels really good, especially if you receive extra compliments, right? So you're on this weight loss journey or you're on this mindset journey and you're trying to make some positive shifts to your life, and that is showing up. It's showing up in your smile. It's showing up in your clothes. It's showing up in your body image. It's showing up in your vocabulary. It's showing up in your body stance. I was trying to find the right word. So your shoulders are back. When you go for a walk, you look at people face to face. You don't walk with your head down. Your eyes beam with excitement. Dressing nicer and nicer clothes will also make you feel better. And the nicer clothes don't have to be expensive. You can find some online. But don't just stick with what's safe anymore. I can tell you, normally the black pants I have for the most part are black yoga pants, like workout wear, but I only have 2 or 3. Actually, I have a whole bunch that I'm not going to be keeping. I'm probably going to put them away, or donate them or give them to my kids, whichever, because I'm into the color. Color is a vibrational state for me. Color means confidence for me. And you've heard these podcasts before. Yes, I'm confident. I wasn't always this way, but I've grown into this person. Or let me rephrase that. I have let this person shine, because this is truly who I meant to be, is a colorful, confident person who shines their light on others. Think about people that you know who are depressed. What do they wear? How do they look? How do they take care of themselves? Now, we're going to talk about two polar ends of the spectrum here. Okay, a depressed person and a happy person. What are the colors that come to mind when you think of the two? Just write this down or think about this for a second. What are the colors that you think of when you think of depressed? I think of depressed, dull, darker colors, no personality, no pizzazz. Actually, that's kind of what I think of when I think of depressed. When I think of colorful, happiness, vibrant personality, sometimes it's a mix of colors, sometimes things jump out, sometimes it's a pop of color on something simple, or sometimes it's just a mix and match, but definitely it's color. And there could be a little bit of black in there, but it's not the purpose of the outfit. It's to accentuate a beautiful outfit, a black belt on a colorful outfit. Or actually, even I have this black and white polka dot romper, which I love to wear, and it makes me feel confident because it's showcasing my shoulders. And my shoulders, as far as I'm concerned, are a strong part of my body. I do carry a lot of my physical and emotional stress there, right? But I do work out on my shoulders as well, and I do have some nice sculpts, and I do believe that I feel good. So when my shoulders are showing, I actually feel sexy. Think about that. So we started talking about with color and feelings in the two extremes, and then we talked about sexiness in a way that appeals to your shoulders. And who would think of it like that? Are your hands sexy? Are your arms sexy? And if you haven't done this exercise before, throughout the day today, identify things that make you feel good. Things, colors, feelings. You're leaning into the colors, but I want you to just think about the things that make you feel good. The spaces that you're in, the colors that pop out. And then how can you bring that into your wardrobe? Because it could be as simple as adding a piece of jewelry or a scrunchy hair tie when you're wearing your outfit. It doesn't matter what it is, and it doesn't matter where you start. I notice when it comes to the color spectrum, if I'm feeling really blah, how's that for a word, blah? I think it is a word though. Or neutral, or I still want that flow, it'll be a softer gray dress. Typically it'll be a softer, and I've got a couple. I'll wear gray a little bit more. I might add some pop of color to it, but normally I'm just sitting in that gray neutral zone where I'm willing to let life take me wherever I go. Okay? Go with this today. You've got nothing to lose by trying, right? And I'm not saying you need to start wearing orange and yellow and purple. I mean, why not? But we outgrow that when we get older. And if you have to wear a uniform for work, that's restrictive. If you have to wear a uniform for school, that's restrictive. So how can you bring this in to make yourself feel good? Is it through your undergarments? Do you wear matching or sexy or undergarments that even fit you properly that make you feel good? If you don't know where to start there. Honestly, make yourself feel good for yourself and let color bring that in. Let styles and patterns bring that in to wherever you're comfortable. If you're not ready to stop wearing black, but maybe you can add polka dots or paisley or checks or something subtle, bring it in. See what happens. We can go on about this in different topics and different shapes and different forms, but I want to let you know that you're not alone. There are probably clothes in your closet now that you tried on that have fit you in the past that aren't serving. And whether it's the texture, the cut, the feel, the material, or the way it fits, right? It could be any of those things. It doesn't serve you right now for a reason. It served you for a period of time. And again, I'm not suggesting you throw them out. If you're not in a financial position or if you're not ready yet for the next step, just start adding a couple of pieces and move a couple of pieces to a box or to the back of your closet where maybe you're not sure if you might wear it. Okay? Try that, because the majority of women, 96% of women surveyed in a survey about women that were interviewed for this study about their clothing and how it makes them feel. And this is 100 people surveyed from ages 21 to 64 years old. Sorry, I got a little dry throat here. Believe that what they wear affects how confident they feel. Are you one of those women? And are you one of those women that are doing nothing about it? You just, nothing fits. That's it. I've been there, guys, but it doesn't serve me anymore, and it's not going to help me get to the next stage of my life. And you know me, always growing, always elevating, always uplifting. And here's the thing. You also know that I have my ankles, right? My ankle restrictions. So, yep, I wear most of my cute outfits with plain white, safe sneakers because they're good for my feet. I don't wear heels anymore. I could probably wear wedges to go out and they won't hurt me, but I don't. I wear a pair of shoes that are very similar to Birks around the house. They're called Vikings. And my everyday sneakers for when I'm working out. And then these cute white little sneakers you'll see me wear with everything outside of the house. They're my dressy sneakers, guys. You have to adapt to what your physical needs and body demands. Don't take that out of the equation here. Don't start wearing clothes that are way too tight. You're looking for flattering and fitting to make you feel more confident. So let's talk about some of the moods we dress for. So, your emotional state is playing a huge role in your outfit today. Whether you woke up feeling ready for everything or the exact opposite, the clothes you picked out were a direct reflection of your mood, even if you weren't consciously aware of it as you rooted around in your closet. Clothing doesn't just influence others, it reflects and influences the wearer's mood. Keep that in mind. Sometimes it's the same with hairstyles. Many of the women that I've spoken to in the survey that we just talked about felt that they could alter their mood by changing what they wore. And would you agree with that? I definitely agree with that. You know, it's really, really, really affected by my mood and my clothing choices. Let me rephrase that. My clothing choices are really affected by my mood and my energy. And if I feel like my life completely sucks, my outfits won't vary much. Okay. I'd be wearing things like a cozy sweater, almost like I want to go into hibernation and hide. Hence how we dress in the fall. If I'm feeling like I am excited, I want to showcase more of me. So what I want to do is I want to dress for that. I want to showcase how I'm feeling. So if I want to shed the clothes and strip away the pain, then I want to showcase that. So it sounds logical, right? Well, it's not as easy as it seems. So 5 common emotions affect our clothing choices. And this way here, you can tell at a glance where this fits into you. You can tell through this summary today how this fits into you. And you can definitely start looking around and seeing how other people are feeling based on the way they dress. Now, not everybody, some men, some women, not everybody are emotional dressers, but the majority of people are. If you're frustrating, which is going to be like if you're in a bad situation, something's going on, often people transform negative emotions into their clothing. If they go on a date and it doesn't go well, they'll want to direct their negative feelings towards an object and not themselves. So even if you haven't participated in clothes shaming, which is what we're talking about a little bit today, you definitely might find that you have a strong urge to modify your look after a hard day's work or a hard day's life. Have you noticed that? You just want to take your clothes off and get into something else? Or, honestly, if you're something like me, I'm dressed for the day. 100% dressed for the day. I could go shift from morning to night, and this is what I've leaned into this year. This was not always the case. I used to come home from work and get changed. But now I'm dressing for my mood for the day. And I am adding to or taking away based on what I'm doing. Yes, I will change for my workout a little bit later, But even that, for those that have been watching me, I have some outfits that are flowy and fun. And again, they're not black and boring. So changing out of your work clothes to something more comfortable when you get home isn't noteworthy, but experts share and show that the opposite of what you might have on is what you're going for. So if you were in strict business suit all day and you want something super comfortable at night, that's why. You're not in alignment there. So sifting through the meaning from a bad day to a joyous day or to something a little bit more fulfilling is going to make a big difference when it comes to the color palette as well. Confidence. Let's talk about confidence. When you're feeling empowered, you'll want to put on something fierce. Like a black fitted dress tells the world that you're not messing around. It's the sort of outfit that is worn successfully across the board. Before, there's nothing surprising. There's nothing that jumps out, but it can look very classy. And it definitely enhances confidence. I know I said black, but a dress that enhances the body can be valued not only because it makes the wearer feel more confident, but it also is remembering the confidence and the admiration that happens behind the scenes. If you're not confident, you're not going to be wearing a little black dress. You're not going to be wearing a little dress at all, let alone colors. Because the little black dress, I know it's not for everyone, but it gives the feeling of being confident and empowered. And this is what we're going for when we put on something classy, fitted, empowering. It makes your strongest, truest version of yourself jump out. What if you're nervous? Let's talk about this. Maybe you've got a presentation coming up. What if you're nervous? What do you do? Quick sip of water, guys. Sorry. I know sometimes things get backwards and forwards throughout our day, but sometimes putting on formal clothes will make us feel powerful. Sometimes. Wearing casual clothes signifies a comfortable, intimate environment. Nice, but it's not always what we need for a game changer. So if we're nervous, being that physically comfortable in our clothes isn't going to help us go in the direction that we need to be. We need that power suit or that power image or the clothes that make us feel like we can handle anything. For me, when I'm nervous, I lean into color. Typically, I lean into green or red, green or pink, actually, because it opens my heart. And if it opens the heart, it makes me feel a little bit better. And I know that things are happening for the right reasons. Sometimes I'll lean into blue, because blue helps my throat chakra open up, which means I can communicate effectively, which is very efficient for when you're nervous. So I lean into colors when this happens, and I definitely lean into an outfit that is, I want to say, comfortable. It's well fitted. How about that? It's well fitted. It's not restrictive, so I can move. So I'm feeling that comfort in terms of movement, but it makes me feel really empowered without being overboard. Does that make sense? I hope so. So sometimes, what counts as formal in some cases, so it might be a little bit dressier than normal, and that's going to vary from person to person, but sometimes it could be like something tailored, something sharp. So tailored trousers or a pair of yoga pants that are fitted differently, a sharp blazer or a top that again is fitted differently, and a classic pencil skirt, always empowering, especially if you're out and about and you're meeting people and you're a little bit nervous. You definitely want this to come out in your overall feel. What if you're tired? What kind of clothes do you pick out when you're tired? When you're worn out, choosing an outfit can feel like you're running a marathon. You have nothing that you want to wear. And this is the time where most of us are likely to reach towards a go-to uniform, something that eliminates the decision-making process from the day. So whether it's jeans, boots, a sweater, a loudly printed dress, it can be anything, but it requires zero thought because you're tired. But if you want to beat that feeling and you want to be a little bit more powerful, it's the idea of our thoughts that are going to help make the change here. Okay, so that's what we're wearing. We're wearing that shift. So I love the idea of trying to figure out why we put on certain clothes and as if we're ready to take on a role. So what I want you to think about with this one is, what do you like to wear when you're tired? Is it cozy pajamas? Is it a sweater? Is it a power outfit? You know, is it workout wear to help get you moving? Or is it super clothes to help you veg on the couch and help you feel relaxed and zen? Is it a combination? I'm not going to answer your tired one. Tired for me is sometimes it's pajamas at night. Because during the day, I guess I default to cozy. I default to cozy and fitted if I'm tired. You know, I'll put something on. Like I said, maybe that's where I'm putting that neutral dress on or something flowy. I'm going to have to think about this one myself, but let's lean into the second one or this last one here, which I super am excited to share about. When you're happy, when you're riding a high, you naturally gravitate towards bold looks. Everyone's definition is going to vary. So your definition of a bold look could be a fitted black outfit if you're always wearing black clothes all the time. For me, it's a lot of what I picked up yesterday, actually. And not that it's bold by any means, but they make me feel happy, flowing. I can go ahead and move. I can garden, pick up the grandson, do anything that happens around the house. If I'm organizing, if I'm sitting, I could even go for a walk. And I guess that's where my clothes now match my lifestyle, where it's a blend of work and play. It's a blend of relaxing and comfort, but being put together. I love feeling put together every day. And so much that midday I go and freshen up for myself. I just like the feeling. For me, it matters what I wear to a point, but it matters that I look good and feel good. And when that's the case, my showcase of happiness jumps out even more so. My light shines even brighter. So everyone's definition is going to vary for this, but definitely well-made clothes, bright colors. They bring this out in you. So this is how you're feeling on the inside, happy and joyous. You want to bring this out for the world to see. So there's some pieces you can add. There's some colors you can add to your current wardrobe. But definitely you're going to notice as you change and go up the vibrational scale, as you stay more and more often in that space of happiness, you're going to definitely understand why your wardrobe is changing. And I hope today's giving you a little bit of an insight in that you have a little fun with it. Know that it doesn't have to be everything. Sometimes it starts with jewelry. Sometimes it starts with undergarments. Sometimes it starts with buying a new charm for your charm bracelet. We don't normally do this for ourselves. But if we want to continue to feel good, we need to be able to celebrate ourselves in this particular way. The more likely you try something new, whether it be a print or a design, something you've always admired or something with a new silhouette, and you've had that daunting feeling in the past, but now it fits you or you like it and it works for you, do it. Own it. Mix it up. What if you got patterned shorts to go with a safe top and just do it a little bit? I was bold yesterday. That's where things started a little bit. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do flowy shorts with a high-waisted elastic waist with a flowy shirt. I'm used to one or the other. But you know what? Why not? And I know I can mix it up. I know I can wear the shorts as pajamas in the off-season if I decide to. I can certainly wear them with a sweater in the fall or a long-sleeve top in the fall. And the flowy shirts, I already know I can wear with my Zaya pants. So I'm already thinking of how I can mix and match the clothes I picked up, how I'm leaning into the flow, and how it's working for my big picture. And the reason why I wanted to share all of this with you today, it's not about me spending money and going out there. We all need to up our wardrobe every once in a while. Think of you as a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. But now that butterfly is owning its shape, its style, and its colors. That's what's going to happen to you as you continue to go through your transformation. I am sure I am not the only one to ever go into my closet and be like, ugh, I have nothing to wear. And I know it's because I'm based on my feelings. I know it's because I'm based on my color choices. And I know it's because I played it safe. I played it safe based on where my life was at. My life isn't going there anymore. My life is going forward, which means hustling and scarcity there's no room for. No, there isn't. And yes, if I slip down every once in a while, as we all do, you pick yourself back up and you move forward, but you look good in the process. You stop hiding. Why would you hide your beautiful soul? The world needs it. The world needs to see it. And you, my dear friends, need to step up and dress for your emotions today. I don't care if it's deep, dark, depressive, but if you find that your clothes aren't serving you and it's not working, there's a reason. You are definitely upshifting a few things in your life. Okay, I'm not keeping you today. I would love to hear what you think of today's episode. And go ahead and like, share, and please follow this. And we will, from there, together get more people to hear about Fresh Approach Fitness, a wellness company, and continue to inspire others. Oh, before I let you go, don't forget, there's only one more week or so to register for the 21 Days to a Smiling Reflection program. It is an amazing program. We're doing a one-time event. It's $9.97. Well, we're starting off with a one-time event, and we'll see how it goes. Perfect. See you next week, friends.